So we'll start seated. Cross-legged is perfect. Unless you have a more perfect starting position. We'll connect to our breath, our Ujjayi breath. We start to signal right away. We're changing our breath. We're changing our posture. We're changing the way that we attend or focus. And we let that breath draw us into a feeling mode, an experiential mode. It's a mode of knowing. And a way of perceiving. And we're simply making a switch for these handful of moments that we're calling a practice. And gently start to stretch your inhale out a bit more than usual. Like you're testing the structure and the musculature. Just how voluminous might this inhale be? And we exhale, recruiting those low belly muscles. These are soft explorations. So we're just wondering softly with our body, can I get emptier than usual? Can I do that twice in a row? It's okay if the tempo of your breathing changes. 3 times in a row. So our aim today is very simple. Feel, breathe, repeat. In this way, we're continuously linking feeling with breathing. So that breathing becomes a way of gathering information. Let's switch the cross of our legs. We'll work a little bit of Kapalabhati. So we move out of Ujjayi breath. Pardon me. That's not the technique, but Kapalabhati is closely related. Short, sharp exhalations. Feet active, hands relaxed, and the back of the head is poised over the back of the sacrum. We'll do about 20, we'll pause. We'll do about 20 more. So moving out of Ujjayi. Just 20. Take a pause. Not necessarily a breath, but just taking a pause and letting that pause kind of, sometimes a pause or a void starts to fill up with what we couldn't quite see or notice previously. Another 20. Another pause. And finally, let's do 30 pumps Kapalabhati. 30. And out of that pause is born our Ujjayi breath again. We'll set the right leg out, straightening it. The left heel can remain in front of the pelvis. I'm going to put mine behind my hip. Either one. With the right arm, inhale, we'll draw the right arm up. And with the right arm reach, the intent to feel this right side lengthen. That's the ribs, waist, foot active, inner right leg engaged. Exhale, lengthen toward that right foot. Set that right hand down. Inhale, draw that left arm up, fanning open the hand bones. And then exhale, lift that left arm, the weight of the arm, the muscle, the bone, lift it and reach back. Now with that deep Ujjayi breath, learn if you can feel the most upper ribs spreading and expanding, moving with breath's influence. So it's as if you're getting a front row seat with your breath behind the sternum, behind the front of the chest wall, interior to the chest muscles. It's like your breath is waking up, touching all these layers and edges and corners and joints and surfaces. Now exhaling, wrapping that left shoulder, just letting the whole arm and shoulder blade move round. Kind of spread all this tissue, the lat, the back muscles, all the way down to the waist, moving into a side bend, or a left arm overreaching, overhead reach. It might take a few little practice turns to move that entire left arm limb. Sometimes we practice moving that left arm limb from the shoulder joint. And I'm suggesting when we're wrapping the shoulder, we're practicing moving the blade and the arm bones. And by moving the arm with the shoulder blade, Starting to draw all this tissue around the left lung. And now forward fold. So take that broad kind of swath of biased tissue through that left side of the body. Keep reaching that left arm. And then set it down. So both hands on the ground, flanking the right leg. Neck relaxed. Feet, is that right foot, active. As we continue breathing into this back side of the body. Inhale, we'll walk our chest, our trunk back upright. And we'll switch sides. We'll set the left leg out. We'll draw the right leg into a bent position. Inhale, now draw the left arm up. Wait, just stretch this side. Maybe there's some new breath movement. Exhale, reach left arm left, reach left ribs left. And the point is not to just get down. One of the points is to help this left side of diaphragm unfurl. So I'm just smooshing down on that chest opener. Inhale, draw the right arm up. Reach, lifting the mass of the right arm up and reach back. Keep that strong connection through that inner left leg. That will help you reach back. And then a little special detail. Take note the relationship of this inner left leg and these low left ribs, like lumbar spine. Something I notice is when we kind of scooch, say, our chest opener away from, out of using and relying on that inner left leg, I'll notice we might bunch up in the low back. So let this chest opener rely on and bias and accentuate that connection and that feeling through the inner left leg. And that way we can keep that left side of waist, left side diaphragm lengthy. Inhale, taking this right arm, reaching overhead. So the arm, the shoulder blade, all of it moves. So start to pick up, if you will, that sheath of right side back. It's muscles, it's connective tissue, it's kind of all interwoven together. So maybe as we're reaching this right arm overhead, maybe that gives you accentuated sensation through the right side of the back. And you might have to change the angle of the arm to feel, how is this arm reach pertaining at all to my back side near my waist, my low back, the right side of my spine. deepen breath. Maybe that's the key. Now keep reaching through this right arm as we move into a fold. Keep reaching, keeping that right side kind of spreading out. We'll set the hand down. And we'll remember, sometimes I start to work differently if I consider processes at play. We'll remember that stretching isn't just for flexibility. If you're feeling that quality of stretch or spread outness in the tissues, in the body and the muscles, that's part of our immune functioning. A lot of our immune system is operating, sequestering, moving, flushing through the soft tissue, the connective tissue, the fascia. So a lot of us breathing and spreading and moving and biasing is helping move the immune process toward resolution. So maybe using the breath in that way as a cleansing, maybe that's helpful to you. Inhale, both hands, walk the torso up. Exit fold. Release the right leg. And let's lie back. We'll just do a brief round. We don't have to do it quickly, but a brief round. Brolga. So this is the abdominal that looks like a figure 4 or tree pose. Let both actions of the feet, the legs, the pressing, let both of those actions in both legs help us feel more deeply into the hips. Inhale, we'll float the head and the shoulder blades up, letting the back kind of smooth feel, find the ground, and curl tailbone. Exhale the left leg out, use your right hand if you need. Plant foot to inner left leg. Both hips soften, open, pull low belly down. Inhale, let up, knees over hips. Girl tail, exhale, right leg out, reach, left foot, plant to inner right thigh. Inner right thigh, push into the foot. Pull low belly down. Inhale, let up, knees over hips, low back stays, kind of kissing the ground, curl tail. Exhale, left leg out, reach, right foot plant, inner thigh. Now draw this inner left leg into the foot. Press, press, press. As that right foot presses, the right hip softens. Reach that inner left leg, draw the low belly down. Inhale, let up, knees over hips. Curl tail, exhale, right leg out, left foot plant. Press, press, both sides press, both hips soften. Pull low belly down. All right, inhale, letting up, knees over hips. Do 2 more on each side on your own. Detail, the sacrum stays on the ground. So you can move the legs, press and feel. The sacrum may move a little bit, that's perfectly fine. The sacrum can also remain on the ground. Both wonderful studies for the hip. Different action, different outcome, different study. There you go. I feel how both hips can grow softer, even if just momentarily. That softness, ease in the hips as you draw the belly down. All right. For our dolphin, it's not necessary to have a wall. However, if you've got one, let's set up with one. I want to emphasize this inner leg involvement while we're reaching a leg up. And the wall will just be helpful in that process. Not necessary, but nice. All right. So we're setting up dolphin near wall, which to me means my feet about 3 or 4 inches from wall. Elbows set shoulder distance. You decide on the forearms. Then push your forearms into the grippiness of your mat, the ground, and move the shoulders, the tops of the shoulders. That'd be like the shoulder blades. Move them broadly apart. Push. Now when you push, notice there's no collapse or smush in the front of the shoulder. And if you need a moment more to create that, drawing, spreading the tops of the shoulder blades broadly, pushing, no smush. Inhale into the full width of your chest and shoulder girdle. Exhale the knees off the ground. At this point, the heels skim the baseboard. We'll start with the left leg. We'll raise the left leg. I'm setting the toe pads and the forefoot on the wall. Now the left foot, just kind of sticky traction the wall. Of course, the right foot is sticky tractioning the mat. And create just a tiny gathering toward the middle of your body, the middle of the mat. Can you feel the inner legs become involved? Maybe it helps you shift the sit bones back. Maybe it helps you raise that leg up the wall. Maybe it helps you lengthen through your spine. Feel what that does. Feel the action of that in your body. Breathe. So the feeling and the breathing get woven together. And this way, the breathing becomes a sharper and sharper perceptual vehicle. Let's switch sides. We'll set the left foot down. And now the right foot. And place it on the wall, just enough to get a little sticky traction. I'm using the traction of the wall, the traction of the ground, create a little a little, we'll say like a slurping in. The inner legs are almost gravitation, like magnetically attracted to something in the middle of your body, in the middle of your mat. It might even change the posture. So feel what it does. Feel the action. Breathe. So that breathing grows to be a sharper and clearer and more reliable sensory tool, perceptual tool. We'll set the right foot down. We'll set the knees down, exiting dolphin altogether. Since we're by the wall, let's not miss this great opportunity to go directly into downward dog at the wall. So with the hands slid under the shoulders, press the knees off the ground. Take one additional breath moment to feel the hands fully contacting the ground. Can you feel how that wrap of shoulder, it doesn't just stop at the blade, it has something to do with the entire back of your body. Inhale into the entire back of your body. Set one foot up hip height, on the wall that is. Exhale, step the other foot up hip height, and we're here just for 4 or 5 deep, feeling breaths. To remain in feeling is to, in some ways, subtly upend, kind of depose our favorite fearful thoughts. Oh my gosh. There's a close connection between what we feel and how we breathe. What we feel and what we breathe and what we believe. So we're just playing with that ball of yarn. We're playing with that ball of strings that are all woven together. And step all the way down and through. We'll stand at the top of our mat, so we'll move our mats away from the wall. While you're standing, and do one of a couple of things. You can help spread the foot bone by bone away from the center line. So one way to do that is to plant the big toe pads and then feel each next neighboring foot bone kind of getting a bit more space. By the time all your toe pads touch the ground, your foot bones and your toes are very spacious. And another way is to just create active feet. Inhale, draw the arms up overhead. Spread the hand bones like you feel your foot bones spread out. Exhale, fold. Using those low belly muscles. Get a little emptier than usual. Soften the back of the neck. Inhale, left foot back, lunge, knee down. Press the top of the left foot down. Get strong leg support to draw the spine, the torso, the arms up. Place the hands down. Exhale, right foot back. And when we lower down, remain lowered down. Bring the hands off to the sides, where we'll do a little shoulder shrug. So you don't need to lift the body very high. But as we inhale, we are lifting the hands, the elbows a little bit, the chest. And now exhale, gather up the tops of the shoulders, give them a little squeeze, let up. Middle parts of the blades, give a little squeeze, let up. Bottom tips of blades, give a little squeeze, let up. Let's do another. Inhale, keep the hands afloat. Exhale, tops of shoulders squeeze. Middle parts of shoulders squeeze, let up. Bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze, let up. Inhale, hands under chest. Curl the toe pads under. Exhale, downward dog. Use those chest muscles. Lunge. Inhale the left foot forward. Place the right knee down. Top of right foot down. Press strong legs. Grow the trunk up from there. Hands to ground. Exhale the right foot forward. Fold. Inhale, stand, reach arms overhead. Feet active, hands spread wide open. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, let's move through another a bit more swiftly. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Right foot. Inhale, right foot back lunge. Hands to ground. Exhale. Step back, lower down. Set the hands widely away from the shoulders. Inhale, float hands and elbows up, shoulder shrugs. Exhale, squeeze tops of shoulders, middle parts of shoulder blades, bottom tips of shoulder blades. And release. Inhale, hands under chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward lunge. Knee down, top of left foot down, press down. Hands to ground, exhale, step the left foot forward, fold. Inhale, standing, reaching. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's take a round through the other suns, the bees. Inhale, chair pose, bend knees, reach arms up. Exhale, fold. Monkey. Inhale, lift the chest away from the lap. Exhale, step back. You can float back. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Warrior one. Inhale, right foot forward. Press the feet. Drawing the trunk up. Hands to ground. Exhale, chaturanga. Actively pulling those shoulders with the armpit muscles. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Warrior one. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step or lightly jump feet forward, monkey. Exhale, fold, feet active. Get the neck, the face soft. Chair, inhale, bend, knees. Tail, shift slightly down, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. I'll talk through another. Inhale, chair. Feet are active as we exhale, fold, straightening legs, relaxing the neck. Monkey, inhale, the chest lifts away from the lap, that's it. Place the hands down, exhale, soft step or jump back, chaturanga. Use those armpit muscles, move the shoulders away from the neck bones. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Lots of chest, lots of armpit muscles for that whole little sequence part. Warrior one, inhale, left foot forward. Place hands down, exhale, chaturanga, no rest here. Use those armpit muscles, draw the shoulders, the arm bones away from the neck bones. Inhale, upward dog. There you go. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward, warrior one, the right foot. Hands to ground, exhale, chaturanga. So getting the hands down, we're stepping back, we're lowering, that's all one exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And into the final stretch. Inhale, step or lightly jump feet forward, monkey. Exhale, fold, feet active. Lengthy through core. Now bending knees, inhale as the arms go up, the ribs lengthen away from the hips. Chair, stand, exhaling, hands to heart. All right, let's insert a few little wonderfuls. Chair pose. Inhale, bend knees, reach arms up. Exhale, fold. Monkey. Inhale, lift chest away from lap. Use your hands, push the ground or press your shins, whatever's available. Set the hands down, so you may have to bend knees and bring the trunk way down. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Press with the palms and the tops of the feet all together. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Remain with downward dog. Feel. Breathe. And in some ways, where or what we're feeling can be considered arbitrary. And in some ways, it's the simple act of entering into a feeling mode, which is a listening mode, is powerful medicine. It's powerful behavioral medicine. It's powerful perceptual medicine. Inhale, step the right foot forward, warrior two. When you reach those arms out to the side, turn the palms up. Exhaling, glide the shoulders down. So warrior two, palms up, shoulders soft. And again, breathe, feel. Because when we enter that mode of knowing, listening, feeling, sensing, that's a hard action. So it's not some clinical sense it like a distanced, disembodied scientist. No. It's like sense. It brings what is in and through the body. Lets the body become a contact place. The body now hosts this experience, no matter how banal or how interesting. Extended warrior variation. Inhale, we go right forearm to the thigh. For this variation, let's lower the left hand over the left thigh, and we just treat our collarbone area. As we exhale, push with the right. So we stay light in the right shoulder and extend or reach through the left. I'm going to take this left hand and just subtly reach a few inches into the space that's my backside. Just start to feel that little spiraling come online. Almost a little chest opener. And deepen breath. Expand. Develop that breath. So it's an exploratory, sensory, perceptual tool. Okay, now keep reaching this left hand way behind the back. Interlock warrior. Inhale, glide this right hand down, or right arm rather. This point I'm using my inner legs. I'm kind of tweezing up the earth. It's kind of clay, it's nice tacky clay. Tweeze it up. Right arm lifts under the right thigh. Hands collect. And release. Inhale, unwind, set the hands under the shoulders. Exhale, step the right foot back. And when we lower down, lower all the way down. Take your fingertips to the bottom of your butt. A little boat variation. Stretch strongly the legs straight back. So this tailbone shifts to the earth. Inhale. Hands pull on the bottom of the butt. Thus, the chest lifts. Exhale, the elbows lift to the sky. Legs keep reaching back. And release. Inhale, hands under chest. Exhale, downward dog. Warrior two. Inhale, step left foot forward. Reaching the arms out, turn the palms up. Exhale, glide the shoulders down. Feel shoulders soften. Breathe, feeling shoulders softer. Confirm with your breath. Confirm in your body what is felt, what is experienced. Over the long term, we're presuming that we're making a shift from experiencing by what we've known, remembered, rehearsed, conditioned, can call up, to what it is we're feeling in this precise moment and no other. Place the left forearm on the thigh, extended warrior variation. Inhale, reach that right hand, hover it over the right thigh. And as you're exhaling, press with the left. Left shoulder grows lighter. Reach with the right. Right shoulder grows lighter. Breathe it to confirm it. I find it so fascinating in the Christian tradition. There's a sacrament of confirmation, right? And it's always marked by symbols of spirit, dove, flame, wind. Incidentally, all ways that we've marked and symbolized breath. The various Eastern traditions. Here comes our interlock. Inhale, bring that left armpit next to the thigh. Right hand reach behind back. So as you're deepening into the stance, the inner legs can tweeze, like gathering up the earth's clay. When you feel inner legs, breathe. When we feel, breathe. Confirm. Confirm with an animated, spirited body the experience occurring. Confirm breath and chest. That's an experience. I feel that. There, that. One more. Feet active. Pressing out through the legs. Tweezing up the earth, supporting the hips. Release. Inhale. Hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Press with palms and tops of feet all together. I was watching and exhaling, downward dog. I noticed that some of us, when we press into upward dog, the hands will press first and the feet will lag or follow up later. You'll feel a different support when they can all chime in and support you together. Ostrich, inhale, step the right foot forward. So I take a warrior stance. I'm just saying warrior. For me, it's 1. For you, might be a little more warrior 2. Interlacing the hands. Exhaling, hinging the torso. Inside the right thigh. Inhale, bring hands down to sacrum. Place the left knee down to ground. We prepare for twisting, extended lunge. So I'm leaving my left hand near the ground. Exhaling. Bringing the left arm across the thigh. Okay. I'm just making sure you're not just smashing body parts. It's okay to compress and wring, but now the right arm reaching overhead. The left hand, though it's contacting the ground, fixed, intimate like you're turning the palm up. Intimate like you're rotating through the shoulder. So if I play like I'm externally rotating, we'll use the jargon. You may feel your left shoulder grow more secure. There you go. Good. So now the left arm can nudge the thigh and have some stability, while the right arm reaches and reaches. So feel, breathe. Now use your breath. Feel, confirm. Explore, find, feel. Exhaling as you soften, does that feeling deepen? Does something open up? Does something deepen? Almost there. Release. Inhale, unwind hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Let me look. Try pressing with the hands and the tops of the feet together. There you you go. That's it. There you go. That helps the back. Exhaling, downward dog. Couple poses, other side. Ostrich. Inhale, left foot forward. Warrior stance. Hands interlaced. Exhaling, folding to the inner part of thigh. Good, deepen breath. I got the hint. We did a little breath hold on the way in there. That's okay. We'll just reconnect. When we forget, we remember. And situate right into the chest wall. Feel with your breath the inside of the chest wall. Feel, confirm with your breath the heads of the shoulders. The ribs expanding. I'm saying the words, but don't believe my words. Confirm in your body. Have the experience of your spirited nature in your body for you. Inhale, bring the hands down to the waist. Release. We'll set the right knee down for twisting. Extended lunge. Exhale. Drawing the right armpit over the left thigh. And the left arm overhead. And release. Inhale, unwind, hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Feel, breathe. And again. That we continually come back to this mode of knowing. We train it to be just as dominant as, we're just as facile in sensing and listening with our body and our heart as we are thinking with our brain. So we're just developing all of our intelligences. Okay, when you inhale, step any foot forward. I'll just want to tell us where we're going and then let you decide how far you want to take it. So option one is I take a wide stance and I simply separate the feet, bringing either hands to ground or forearms to ground. I'm not saying the word splits. I think one of those would be really nice. If you want something a little different, it's been a half beat since we've done headstand. Not everyone likes headstand, but if it's been a while and you want to revisit your headstand, separate the legs widely. I guess I should say tripod. I'm using my hands and the top of my head. So my forearms are vertical. And it's here you can start to put a little bit of weight through the hands and the head. Or a little bit more. And I'm just deciding to straddle up. Okay. If you decide on tripod, check your surroundings. I had the wall that I could step to should I have needed it. Okay. You could do it with your back to the wall. That would be another way to ensure stability. So straddle, hands or forearms to ground. We can say soft splits. That'd be a wonderful pose. If you decide you want to place your head on the ground and just put minimal touch contact through the spine, that's fine. If you want to go headstand, that's fine. Okay. If you're working headstand, no momentum. Just nice controlled. There you go. Good. And some of you will invent your stretches and your poses. That's wonderful. Wherever you are in the pose, whatever it is you're feeling, there's sensation. Breathe. Let the sensation be registered with your animated, spirited bodily sense of self. There you go. And within the next couple of breaths, we'll start to heel toe. And the feet out of that soft straddle, that wide stance. We'll take a seat. Okay. Now I'm setting up my right foot over my left knee like a shoelace. And I realize there might be a couple of us that just need to access the foot differently. Maybe some different padding or elevation. It's perfect. Okay. I'm going to twist toward the foot. So my right foot's on top. Inhale, reach with the right. And I'm moving the whole arm limb, the arm, bones, the shoulder blade. And here I am again, right where I started, kind of catching that whole sheath of the right side of my back and side. Letting that sheath include the back of the neck to the skull. And release. Let's go other side. So making my left foot accessible. So if I needed a lot of props and things, it's perfect. Prop it up. And then the left arm, inhale, reach with the left arm limb. That means the shoulder blade moves, that whole sheath of lat and lumbar, fascia, all of that gets drawn out. And I touch. There's a strong connection between the thinking, cognating brain, mind, and the action of the neck. If you're unsure, am I thinking, am I feeling, what am I how would I know I'm thinking or I'm feeling? Of course I'm feeling. If you're unsure, the neck can be an interesting check-in. By relaxing the neck, if the profile of your kind of bodily landscape, the feeling sense changes, now you get a nice, what a wonderful indicator how thinking might influence feeling. They're different intelligences. They can operate together, and it's really nice to practice them apart. Now, these are just indicators. They're not hard rules, but it's helpful to sometimes chase the water back to the spigot. And then release. Inhale, unwind. Unwind from twist, unwind the legs, and we'll lie back. Shavasana. What a sweet hour. And while you still have that connection to that deep Ujjayi breath, just take one or two or three, just kind of oversized breaths. Oversize it. And when you exhale, just let it roll. Let the weight of the chest just the air out. The weight of the organs be moved and displaced and settle and sink. Kind of lifting, volumizing the body up with an exaggerated breath. And the exhaling, letting the mass of the body just move the breath out. And now allow your breathing, the technique, to start to fade and be softer. Now we're just letting the body breathe for itself, letting the body and the cells indicate how to respire. You'll notice there's still a subtle, glowing, feeling awareness that seems to surf the ebb and the flow of breath. There's a liveliness in and around the body, your body. And that liveliness, that sparkling, that luminescence, maybe to you, it's a little extra sensory. There's like little sensory enhancement as you feel that liveliness through the lens of that ebb and flow of cellular respiration. One of the hopes is that that perception, that attunement, that remembering the liveliness, the luminescence of our body, our person, intimately connected and even enhanced when we feel and sense our breath, is something that we can remember anytime, whether we're on our yoga mat or off our yoga mat. And you might remember this and feel this 10 more times, 100 more times, 1,000 more times today. When you're ready, now the practice begins. That was our warm-up. Bend knees. Turn to a side and press up. The practice is the rest of the day. Oh, it's so good to see you all. Namaste.